just we'll just give it a go. Okay,
We
going
live?
live,
Oh,
live
baby.
and
We
ready.
live.
So it's
Week
football.
three. Week three. Holy
Sec-
shit.
second podcast in a row where we're doing it on a Thursday night game, which I have to admit kind of
Yeah.
adds a little bit of I don't know how it puts me in the mood, I guess if we want to say it.
Yeah,
Like
you getting pretty hot and bothered right now?
well, not right now. I mean, like we're not going to be as crazy excited as I was last week, where I'm literally doing
Yeah. What'd you
jumping
have? Three touchdowns before halftime
something like
last
that.
week?
Dude, James
Yeah,
Cook
that
was
was
going.
nuts.
He was
He was cooking, baby. He was cooking.
cooking, cooking. But right
Yeah.
now it's I mean, where are we? Oh, they're just
We're
replaying.
somewhere
Well,
in the second quarter right
well,
now
well,
of
I was about to
the
say.
Jets and the Patriots.
I looked up at the screen and I'm seeing a Jet quarterback throw a touchdown on in, and it's number 14. And I'm looking at this, I'm just like, is that Fitzpatrick? Is that who that is?
Yeah,
And it's
that's
just like, oh,
it's
okay,
magic.
Fitz Magic.
Yeah.
I don't even know what Aaron Rodgers. Okay, he's 6. Is that what he is?
No, is he six?
Is he
I can't
6?
remember. No, I don't think so.
I don't
I could
know.
be totally wrong though. I don't fucking know.
Well, we'll see. Anyway, so we got the Monday night football game. Brees Hall just had a
Thursday night football game.
what? Where are we? I don't even know what's happening.
Where are we?
I was even telling Sean that I was like so spaced out before this even started. Like you know what? I know what I need to do. I know what I need to do. I know what I need to do to get into better thinking, thinking space.
Oh yeah. Oh, we
Okay.
all know. We all know
Yes,
what you need
we
to
all know. Yes, it's a must. It's a necessity. So
do.
let me ask
Yep.
you, Sean. A lot's happened in the last few weeks. Lots happened even today. The chat
Yeah.
was going crazy about a trade that needed to be pushed on through, and I even heard from Nate, just like I'm in Hawaii. Please, is there any possibility
I'm in Hawaii.
to make this happen?
Brother,
Um,
I'm in Hawaii. I need some way to make this a good time.
brother, come on. All right. But yeah, so that was kind of funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Having
I
that.
know it was like I was just thinking earlier today because I'm excited for every week. I want to see my guys and see if I can get the W. And it was so quiet this week in our league.
Hmm.
Maybe just normally quiet. Just like an average early part of the week where all there really is some waivers that go through, but there's not a lot of action obviously until like the games kick off. But and then that came through and it just changed everything for all the activity and everything. So that was sweet. I was like hoping for some activity, and then that popped in there. That was kind of fun.
Feel it's kind of like that little jump start that everybody needs for like reminder. Hey, there's a football game today, and there are
Yeah,
players that are going to be playing. Um, man, we'll see what happens with Sunday, I guess, and Baltimore. But
I know.
man, Brees Hall's
Yeah,
looking.
Nick. I know. Brees Hall already has 2 touchdowns. He's a good player.
He
He's a good
is.
player. I'm
Um,
surprised, man. I'm surprised. I mean, Nick, I'm pretty sure he's a big Brees fan. He's had him before. I'm assuming he probably targeted or was like obviously really trying to get him in the draft because he got him and paid for him.
yeah,
I
he
know,
did.
he wants Lamar Jackson, of course, but it was just kind of a surprise to see that he'd be willing to part ways with his big time stud running back. But
I
I guess
per
that's how it goes when the wheels are already falling off in the first 2 weeks.
that's where I kind of feel. I kind of feel like Nick pushed the panic button like so early. I already thought, and I thought we had even talked about this last week. I thought he had already made some pretty significant changes to the lineup. And I would say if you even looked at
Yeah.
his first week to his second week, there was already a serious improvement. I mean, it just
Oh yeah.
unfortunate that you end up running into somebody who scores, a little bit more than you, but like I don't think Nick was like I don't know. I'd have to look at the actual results, but I don't think he was like the lowest scorer in week 2.
No, no, he wasn't. So there was, improvement, but yeah, he's been tinkering quite a bit, been really heavy in the waivers. I think he's down to like $50 right
which
now, and
which is
but
a little bit
definitely the
silly.
lowest by far.
It's
Yeah.
week 3, and he's burned through half of his fab
Hey,
budget.
he's just going for it. Maybe he'll make another trade and he'll receive some fab budget as part of the trade package. Who knows?
I mean, we'll see what happens with all this, but I will say this is it's
It's a
already
big, it's a big trade early in the season.
yeah.
Like Brees Hall is, I mean, a definite top three running backs
I,
on the draft board for
I would
this year.
well, and I would say maybe with the way I don't know, I haven't actually looked at the numbers yet, but I would say he certainly could be, or he at least has the possibility of being an actual top 3 back for
Oh, for
scoring.
sure. Oh, absolutely, no question about it. Especially with McCaffrey out
Hmm.
for significant time so far.
Yeah, dude. I mean, the although I guess we already know who the lead running back is currently. I don't know if
It
we need
has to
to.
be Kamara, right?
Yeah,
It has to be.
I don't know how much fuel we want to throw on this fire. But
Dude, that fucking saved me, man. God, I mean, just because you brought it up, like, started off so bad. If you remember our podcast last week, it was the Thursday night game,
mhm.
and I played Jeff Wilson Jr.
Yeah,
just
that's
because I
right.
wanted to get in on the action, and the dude gets me like 3 points, and I'm like, well, this is fucked. But yeah, then Kamara totally put me right back in the game, and obviously then got the W too. But yeah, that was fucking nuts. I wasn't expecting that.
No, and you guys had a really high scoring match between the two of you.
It was, yeah,
Um,
exactly. Yeah, Misha was a high scorer as well, but yeah, just edged it out there.
yeah, you had some great performers on your team though. I mean, obviously Kamara, but dude, Jalen Hurts was doing. I mean, I didn't even necessarily think that he looked that great watching that game, but at the same time,
He wasn't like balling out, but he had like 80 something rushing
yeah, dude,
yards that
those
really,
rushing
and then
yards.
he had the tush push touchdown.
Yep.
Like, I think there was a stat in the game they showed where he had last year, he had 11 1 yard touchdowns, like tied for the most in like NFL history for
Wow.
for that many 1 yard touchdowns.
Wow.
So it
Damn.
doesn't look pretty because it's not exciting, but the points add up, you know.
Yeah. Huh. So
But
okay. And
okay, let's not get too deep into that, right? Like dude, we're in fucking week 3 right now, and I gotta say, it's been an insane fantasy season so far. With like the amount of guys that have been going down, it's like people
mm-hmm.
are dropping like flies out there. What I wanted to check, which I didn't have time to go do, I wanted to see if there's any team in our league so far that's like been unscathed from like
Ma
significant
major
players
injuries.
being injured, or maybe not a major injury, but like a major piece of their team that at least is missing some level of action. You know,
Well,
like
I would say this. Nick came into the season with a bunch of players already out,
yeah, he
and I don't
drafted it that way.
right. I don't think he's lost anybody during the season
I guess that's true, huh?
because I mean,
That wasn't the team I was expecting to think would have been like quote unquote unscathed so far.
well, I mean, there are a lot. So I mean, we want to go through all the big names at least that I can think of. You got Christian
Oh yeah,
McCaffrey. You got
yep.
well, I
Puka
know.
Nakua,
Well, yeah, and I got Cooper Cup. God, the fucking
Cooper Cup.
Rams.
Oh
Oh my God, the
yeah,
Rams.
Isaiah Pacheco.
Shit, that's a big one. Um, and he's gone for a period of time, like a long period
Yeah,
of time.
those are like the big ones where those guys are missing significant time. You know, not just like a game or two, but really, yeah, many games.
Trying to think if there was anybody else that was placed on IR. I feel like, I mean, obviously, like Tua.
I don't
I
know
don't know
about
if
IR.
I I,
Yeah,
I don't know if Tua like if anybody had. I don't think anybody had Tua as their starter.
I'm not.
Um,
I don't know if anyone did, not as their starter at least.
mm-mm.
But man, we had this idea, or I like shouted out to you this idea of like, what's a song that might represent like how
Oh
you
yeah.
feel about this fantasy season so far.
What
Too bad
is
the sound won't work, so I couldn't test it to you. But
what was
it's actually Between the Buried and Me. It's the song from the Great Misdirect, Disease, Injury, Madness.
was there like uh,
Just the name of the song
okay,
alone.
just the name of the song. I was gonna say that is a fucking good song, and there are some really
Oh,
dope
it's a
parts.
great song. And dude, it's like a fucking 13-minute song.
I love
But
watching
yeah,
that
just
live. Oh,
oh yeah, it's a great live performance. Like just so impressive.
but
But yeah,
yes,
man,
there's
just
been a lot of
injury
madness.
fucking madness. Like that song just popped in my head, just the name of it. I was like in the shower or something the other day, and I was like, oh man, that would be kind of a fun little segment. Like, what's a song that represents your thoughts on the season? But yeah, obviously we need some preparation for something like that. Unless you can just throw something off the top of your head.
Hmm.
I
I mean,
mean,
along those lines, I, I don't know that you put me on the spot like this, Sean, and I haven't even had
know.
my thinking cup yet,
Okay.
um, which I probably should just go
Why
drink.
don't you
Yeah.
have
All right. Yeah.
your thinking smoke?
What were some of the things that we were saying that we should talk about today? I
Okay,
know we
yeah.
had a few
Okay.
things.
As you get yourself prepped and ready, outside of the usual, let's touch on, whatever we want to as far as matchups from last week and then make some predictions for this week. One thing I thought would be fun, way too early, but fuck it. It's our podcast. We might as well. But the way too early review some of draft picks that have already shown to be like crazy value draft picks for what they've already shown this year, and then a couple like way too early bust draft picks. Like people paid way too much for them.
All right.
And I spent some time actually going through our draft
Perfect.
board. So I got a list,
Okay.
and we can go through some of them and get some of your thoughts on these guys
Oh,
too.
okay. Go through the other topics really quick. Before we start this list, I'm gonna go grab myself a drink and I'll be right back.
Oh my god. Sounds like he's just hanging on for dear life over there. I mean, shit, those were all the topics I was thinking about. I'm just sipping myself a nice little unfiltered IPA right now,
my
and
my goal is to leave you hanging and never knowing what is going to be happening. Uh, always keep you on your toes. Okay, okay. So, let's. Can we even see? This is the bitch about the goddamn app versus the website. The website fucking sucks.
yes,
If I
yes, it
want to
does.
look at the draft,
I don't know how to do it on the website. I never go on that way.
oh,
I know
here
how
we
to do
go.
it on the app though. You found it?
You have to go to the settings wheel, go to draft results.
Okay, same thing as the app. Nice.
Okay, let me minimize this for a second. Look at the actual board. Okay, okay. So,
I will say there actually, from my review, there's been a shocking amount of insanely good value draft picks so far. Like almost kind of mind blowing. Where I'm like, dude, people are scoring huge, and they barely dropped any money for these guys.
I wish we could see the order, but
Oh, right, right.
that's okay. That's okay. Anyway,
It has the dollar values on there, which is nice though.
yeah, that is. Okay. So, all right, what's one that screams out at you as um great
I think
value?
okay, the first one, and I did not know that this player went for this cheap. I'm like, I can't even fucking believe it. Chris Godwin,
Oh,
$1.
really? $1. Oh my
One
God, that
dollar from Phil, and he's like one of the top wide receivers so far this year, and looks amazing. Looks better than Mike Evans right now.
Jesus. That's actually a good one. That's a good call. Wow,
Yeah, that one blew me away.
for $1. Dude,
Yeah.
Nick just dropped another player that he spent $2 on.
Who was that?
That was Ladide
Oh,
McConkey.
Lad
Yeah,
McConkey.
I don't know. Did you see that? What's his name? Oh fucking hell. The oh god, dude.
who he picked up? Who Nick
No,
picked?
no. So the Rich Eisen show. Oh my god, why am I fucking blanking on this dude's name? It's the guy from all those what is it, the Key and Peele sketches. The one he was doing like the substitute teacher that reads all the names, like
Oh, yeah, all
all
like
the white kid
the
all the white
football names or all the white kid names. Yeah, is that
yeah
Michael something Key? What's his name?
yeah I think you're right. I think that is his
He has a
name.
he has a hyphenated. There's like three
He has
names in
yeah
his
he has
name.
he has a long name, but um
Michael Keegan Key. I don't know. I forget.
yes. So he was on the Rich Eisen show, and he was asked to read a whole bunch of like football players' names, like rookies and different things like
Oh,
that.
okay.
So like he did like Drakake Maye or something like that. You know, just
For
kind of
Jacoby Myers.
exactly for Jacoby Myers. Um, well, it was for Drake May. Uh, I don't know.
Oh.
Uh,
Damn. I gotta
yeah.
go. I gotta go see this
Oh,
now.
dude, yeah, you got to go find the clip. It's fucking pretty funny, and like everybody was picking it up, so like everybody is like, you know, now saying like what is for Lad McConkey? It's like Ladidi, come on, let's go. Um, but anyway, okay, back to value
Yeah.
picks. Okay,
Yeah, there's been some more, but
I'm
if
gonna
you see any, I
I'm
got a
gonna
list of them here.
I'm gonna throw one out there.
Yeah, please do.
Joe Mixon,
Ooh, I didn't even have that on my list. What did he go for?
$20.
That's still pretty affordable for like one of the, early stud running backs right now.
So McCaffrey obviously went for the grand total of
So he's the biggest.
$79.
That's obviously the biggest bust. I
For
mean, and it
sure.
sucks because it's of injury. It's not just he's playing bad or
Yeah,
anything.
maybe we just put
There's
that
a
on.
difference there. Yeah. Okay. So like Pacheco, Cooper Cup, Puka, CMC, like I kind of wiped them off because they're just injured.
Yeah,
But there are I have a handful of guys that they're just not playing up even close to what their value was drafted at.
I mean, there's some guys that I would say like maybe went for a little bit like definitely like okay, so right now Kamara you also got for 22. Like
So you can see that as it's a good value, like
yeah,
oh, a
yeah.
really good value.
Okay, so maybe I'm missing
But,
yeah,
but
not great.
there
Yeah,
are others where it's
great
like it's
value.
just so shocking. Like what? Like
Okay,
that was
all right,
that cheap?
give me another one because I feel like I'm looking for
Okay.
like maybe best overall
How
value
about
like
how about one of the best? Okay, sorry. Patrick Mahomes' favorite target right now,
what the
Rasheed
Rasheed Rice.
Rice,
Yeah, $4.
$4.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
No, dude.
How
Okay,
did
no,
he sneak through the draft at that value?
no. This is why I feel this little exercise is somewhat suspect
Okay,
because because I know exactly why Joey got Rasheed
because he
fucking
might
Rice.
get suspended. Is that why?
No, because nobody, including me, you, and a couple other individuals, nobody could fucking afford anything at that point in time. There was
I
a
guess
good
that is true.
there's
That
a
is
good
true.
portion of the draft where I might have had $5 or $6 left. I wanted to go higher, but for some reason, you know, it wouldn't let
Yeah,
you like blow your fucking wad or completely
because you
blow
won't be
your
able to you
budget.
won't be able to fill the rest of your positions.
Which I don't necessarily know if I agree with. I kind of feel like you blow all your fucking money on one player,
Dude,
then
I know.
you're
You
fucked.
just go
You should
use
just
your
go to the
fab for
waiver
free
wire.
agency.
Yep,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
do something like that before it's all over. But no, like
Okay, that certainly probably was the case there because I feel like more people would have jumped in on that. But
oh,
that's not the case. That's not the case for all these guys. But I mean, either way, even if it was because we all didn't have
Okay,
enough money left. It's still, we all decided to spend hella money on other people that maybe
true.
aren't delivering as much value.
Okay. All right. So, let's see. So, where is what's his name? Let me go back over to who has got Shahid.
I do. I think I
Okay,
got him for $1.
you did get him for $1, and Shahid has done, yeah, 19 and
Yeah.
26.
He's still, I mean, he's in my lineup this week because AJ Brown is injured.
Mm-hmm.
I still think the jury's out on like, is this sustainable? Like, I don't know, but because
Well,
he's just catching the deep balls, but it's certainly exciting. It's exciting to have a dollar guy late in the draft. Like, all right, going in my lineup, dude.
yeah, I'm not feeling very happy about any of my dollar guys. Like all of them actually have panned out. Like, so Stafford is unknown. It's not looking good for the Rams with the amount of fucking injuries that they have. They have like two linemen on IR. Puka's on IR. Cup, I guess, is not going to go on IR. I just read that today, but he is going to be out for like 3 to 5 weeks. So it's like, fuck,
Okay,
just put him on IR, god damn it, so I can fucking get him off my bench.
that's true.
Um,
Yeah,
so that actually really is a kind of a stab. Hollywood is done for the year. Um, I don't know
yeah.
why. Like, yeah, he's still on IR, so I gotta eventually just get rid of him. But um, yeah, no, the dollars I would say are probably, if these players do turn out to be anything, they will be absolutely the best value. But let's go
So,
the other direction.
well,
Let's
I'll
just
give you.
say,
Let me give you what at least one more.
all right,
Like,
if you have one,
dude, J.K. Dobbins for $1 for John is turning out to be such a steal right now.
but he's not starting him.
He's not.
He hasn't been, I don't think. Did he start him
Oh,
this last
okay.
week? Let me see.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. That's a
Let me
good
go.
point.
Let's go. He did start him this. Wait, no, no, no. Sorry, this is week 3. God damn it. Go back to week 2. Week 2. Where is he? Okay, up against Nate. Dude, I think Dobbins has gone 2 monster weeks on John's bench.
The bench.
28 and
Yeah.
27.
Well, time to come in.
Yeah.
But okay. Yeah, there's been a few other good ones, but whatever. I think that's more interesting is the ones that are like people paid a lot for and they're not panning out right
So
now.
who would you say, other than McCaffrey, and he is definitely the biggest, and that's not just a gut punch. That's a fucking dude. Somebody took a sledgehammer to fucking the
Yeah.
nuts. That's
Well, there's somebody on Nate's team that I know he's not happy with. Travis Kelsey,
dude.
$31.
I am not happy with fucking Travis Kelsey being Mahomes. Dude, yeah, I would say this is borderline unstartable. Like
I know.
when you're looking at these types of numbers, like this can't fucking be. Like if Travis Kelsey goes 4 or 5 weeks, I don't think anybody's gonna shame him for fucking benching Travis Kelsey.
Yeah.
Like, but now it's kind of interesting because I mean, so let's see. What did he end up picking up anybody? So looking at Nate's squad right now that we've had this trade going through, he's got Brees going. So he's got Kareem, Eckler, Kenneth Walker, Debo, and Goddard. Interesting. Okay. And then an empty slot. Okay. Hmm.
Yep.
So
Yeah, that's a
I
tough one.
I'm that is going to be interesting to see how the Dobbins ones plays out in the long run. Just thinking about it, but I don't know. I would say, like, I'm trying to think. I don't know. I feel like I'm a little all over the place right now. The Christian McCaffrey overpay, like, or not overpay, but $79 is a lot to have on your bench.
Yeah. Well, I
Who?
mean, look at dude, Jamar Chase. What,
Uh,
40 $45. I don't think he's even cracked 10 points any week in the first 2 weeks yet.
Mm-mm. I don't think so.
That hurts. That's gotta hurt for Chris. I
Well,
mean, I'm sure he's gonna like. That's why this is way too early to call him busts right now. Like he could have an amazing season from here on out, but
N- I,
uh,
I mean, I would say that Travis Kelsey is kind of a good example though,
more
because
yeah,
yeah, like that's fucking paltry. Those are
yeah,
pathetic numbers. And to have something like that, like see another one. Like I think like maybe Brandon Ayuk might be a good example. Like how many?
yeah. Although he
Okay,
had
no,
now that
yeah, he's getting a little bit better.
well,
What did he have last week?
Debo's out this week.
So he should be doing a
I
lot
mean,
better. Four for
yeah,
43
Kittle
last week.
might have a little injury too, so it could be time for Ayuk to bust out here.
Well,
Here's
dude.
another guy that's concerning, and he's on my team too. And I've just been bummed that I spent $27 on Sam Laporta,
Oh, that's a
and
good point.
I'm not seeing a lot of like future optimism just because I've been watching the Lions games because I have Jamison Williams as well, and it just doesn't look good. Like he's not getting the ball a lot, and I'm like, why the fuck did I spend that much money on him?
Well,
So
I need
that
to
one could hurt.
throw a question out there because I want to just know this, and maybe everybody can help me. Other than watching Isaiah Likely take all of Mark Andrews' fucking glory that first fucking
Mm,
night of football, has there been any tight end that has had any bit of a decent game at all in these 2 weeks?
well, that's a very good question. I'm gonna look up tight end leaders. Okay, there's one tight end in particular that looks fucking awesome right now that I wish I had. And I would be starting him in a flex if I had him.
Is
The
this?
Raiders tight end, Brock Bowers.
Oh, okay. The rookie.
He's a rookie and he's getting work and he looks good. He looks like a fucking man out there too. He's getting a lot of catches, a lot of targets. This is a guy where it looks like this is something real.
Hmm. Let's see. So if we can do by points, really. So right now, Kittle is the leading. Wait, hold on a second. No, no,
No,
no,
I'm
no,
seeing
no, no.
Isaiah Likely is
Yeah,
still
yeah. Hold on a
the
second. How do we
leader.
do season? There we go. God, I really do not like the fucking website.
No, you got to get off that shit, man.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah, it's Isaiah Likely, and then a couple points down Brock Bowers, then George Kittle, then Trey McBride, and
Okay,
then
here we go. Yep,
it starts to kind
Bowers.
of off.
Okay, so Kittle had a big week last week. Okay,
Yeah,
that's what it was. Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
But yeah, tight ends all around. It's not looking great. I mean, Trey McBride is a pretty consistent, like nice play, but
Oh wow,
other
Hunter Henry had fucking 24 points in week
dude,
two.
he's that guy that will just like randomly explode like a few times a
Mm-hmm.
season.
Never know when that's gonna be.
Oh yeah, if you are a fucking soothsayer somehow, if you
Oh,
can catch him
oh,
on that week.
okay. Let me ask you this: what did Kyle Pitts go for?
What, last week or
N-
just
No, 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 no. If you
oh,
happen to
money
have
wise?
the money wise,
I
if
have
you
a feeling he was a target, some kind of I'm gonna say $15.
let's see, was he $9?
Mm.
Okay,
What
okay.
idiot did that?
Chris.
Just kidding, Chris. Just kidding.
Oh man. Oh, good old Mark Andrews all the way down here in the fucking dirt.
I mean, at least he had 11 points last week. Better than the first week, that's for
Better than
sure.
the first week, but Ravens were. I mean,
So
can't
you
lose.
have Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely?
Well, I picked up Likely just because I could not realistically watch somebody else take away
Yeah, I
my
know.
fantasy
But
points.
you want to defend. You're like, no, the tight end position on Baltimore is mine. I locked it down.
Yes, that's my whole point. There wasn't supposed to be any Isaiah
I dude,
Likely.
I totally know that feeling though.
Uh,
That is fucking real.
Oh, that was a frustrating watch. And the few looks that Mark Andrews got, or the few times that he was on camera, he looked not good. And so I was not feeling good about however much he could actually be easily another like bust. Give him how much did I pay for him? I don't care. $5 still feels like it's too much.
Yeah, because
Um,
dude, $5 in those later rounds could have been a fucking Rushy Rice, or could have
yep.
been like a Zay Flowers or a Chris Godwin or a Ramondre Stevenson. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, there are a lot of juicy little there's some juicy value down there, but fuck. Okay. All right.
All right, too
This
early for this.
it's frustrating. It's just reminding you about all the possibilities of the would be's, the could be's, the should be's. I really wish I had had more money at the end of the round, the draft. I think
Yeah,
we all did.
but
But
fantasy, it's all about fast, quick overreactions.
hmm
That's what it is.
well, just like we watched today, we watched an overreaction. We
Week
watched,
three,
dude.
clean house, baby.
Dude, sell everything.
Yep, yep. Take them out back, shoot them,
hmm
get them for scraps, buy yourself a new team.
Dude, the feds are coming. We got to burn everything in this building. I'm telling you. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Shred everything.
Smelt it down for raw materials.
Dude, it's so I will say this. It's going to be interesting to see how these trades pan off. Honestly, I think, Nick's getting a nice big load. I mean, Zay Flower.
Yeah, he's getting a nice big load for sure.
Yeah, a load of fantasy players that I
Yeah.
mean, right now Lamar, if he continues at least playing somewhere in between the way he did in the first week and the second week, I think Nick's going to be pretty happy about that. Uh, Zay Flowers, I would think, looks like really the only wide receiver on the entire team. Um, so that should work out okay. I guess it just happens. What happens with the Ravens? The fact that they're 0-2 is kind
That
of
is
crazy.
really surprising. Yeah. Yeah. That's a shock.
So
But
I
okay, well, speaking of 0-2, not to keep zooming in on Nick's team, but just a quick, I wanted to look at the standings for our league right now.
no kidding.
We do have a handful of 0-2 teams. I think one that really jumps off the page is the fact that Misha is at 0-2 right now, because he's actually scored a pretty good amount of points. He's actually number 5 in the league for most points scored, but he's, let's see how many
Yeah,
points against,
he's
but he's
almost
number
got
2
three.
for points
Yeah,
against. Yeah,
yeah,
but
exactly.
Will, dear, I mean, it came up in the chat. Will is just getting smoked with points against. He has 61 more points against than the next closest team. So he's played against the top 2 scoring teams both weeks so far. But he
That
also
can't keep
hasn't
up.
really he's not scoring a lot of points either, but still sucks for him.
I mean, that can't keep up. That should get better. I mean, I guess we'll see
You
what
think
happens.
it would course correct a little
Yeah.
bit. That's too fucking outrageous.
God, that's just still. I mean, I think 360 is more than anybody's scoring. Like all together.
Exactly.
That's the
Yeah,
high. That's
nobody else has even close to 360 for points scored. So that's just fucking brutal to be on
Yeah,
that
that's
side right
that's that's
now.
bad luck. I don't see that lasting all
Yeah.
season. Nick, we've already seen is selling fucking house.
Yep.
So
Yep.
we'll see what ends up happening there. Misha, yeah,
Yeah.
I do. Misha's got a super strong team. I think also like Phil, just not nearly as bad.
Hmm.
Has just come up against some tough opponents week to week. I thought he had me week one, but the way the Cowboys game ended up going, um, yeah, no, it just it it got lucky. But yeah, so I see better days ahead for Misha. Now, the block of 1-1 teams, um, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Who is okay? So it's Phil at the bottom with 237. Nate's interesting. Nate and Chris are tied for points.
Oh wow, to the decimal. That's kind of
Yeah,
wild.
to the exact decimal.
That's fucking
24
really weird.
248.74.
Yeah.
Now Joey would
Joey, it shoots up big time for points.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, fuck, he almost cracked the 200 mark last week.
That's true. He went off last week. Jesus
Yeah, oh
Christ.
dude, when you looked at the lineup, dude, he must have been just giggling all fucking
Oh,
day. Like that's
oh
just
yeah.
that's your fantasy like
Like it came
lineup
to
to yeah,
fruition.
yeah, exactly. If everybody was dreaming of what you wanted your fantasy lineup to look like when you're looking at the score at the end of the day,
Yep.
that's
There
definitely
you
it.
go.
So
You get it. You get it one time in week 2, and that's it.
hopefully we'll see what happens. I mean, who's Joey's got John. Ooh. So here we go. So
that's a big matchup for
that
this week.
is that is
Joey
oh,
and John, they're two of the what,
100
top
teams.
3
Yeah.
scoring teams?
Well, so let's see.
Yeah, 2 and 3.
Right. So Joey is sitting as the second highest scorer. John, or sorry, if we go up from there, in rankings, I'm next at 3, and I've got 274. John's
Yeah.
above me with 288. And then I guess the little king sitting at 2-0, just enjoying his 307 points. We
Oh,
have
I didn't know if we'd be talking about me or not.
the
Oh.
dirty, the wait, I can't even say it. The dirty fantasy feet fetish, own fans. Um, yeah, you have had, I would say, a great 2 weeks, a great first 2 weeks, and I would definitely say that the the stack that first week was looking absolutely great.
Yeah, that was
Um,
big. And then
uh,
Kamara
Kamara has
has just
been
been the. I mean,
sensational.
honestly, like my team has not been good up and down. Like there's been some major glaring pieces that are bad, but it's lopsided with some huge performances that are just digging me out of the hole. So I'll take it. I'll obviously take it.
Man, it's going to be interesting to see how everything kind of plays out over the next few weeks with
Oh,
not
for
just
sure.
looking at the values, the busts, the deals, the steals. Uh,
Yeah,
it's man, it's going to be
it's
kind of
cool.
crazy.
It's cool that we got like a legitimate impactful trade in week 2. Like we have a couple trades every year, through the season, but I feel like they're usually, midway or a little bit further into the season. Week
Hmm.
2, it's like, okay, shit, we're just going right to trade town.
Well, maybe this means that everybody might just be feeling a little bit more loose
Yeah,
this
wheeling
year.
and dealing.
Yeah, fuck it.
I've been trying to get in on a couple trades, but I just haven't found the right fit on both sides. But
What are you looking for? Are you looking for what I'm looking for? My guess would be
pro-
yes.
probably everybody's looking for a lot of the same thing. I
Okay,
mean,
so is everybody looking for a running back?
that's it. Like
Okay.
there's just not a ton of running backs. Some of the big names have gone down, and there's just the pool of receivers is so much higher. So
It is.
it's a little tough. The value or perceived value of running backs is definitely higher right now.
Okay, let me ask you something because you've got some interesting pieces on your team. And I would say that there's a lot of value that could be offered up. What pieces do you think are just too like obviously I would say the stack Kamara are three probably keepers
Yeah,
that you
those are right now. Those are my well, I can't say anything's untradeable, but most likely untradeable.
okay. So what are your opinions about things like D, DK Metcalf, Mike Evans, uh who else you got?
I got
Oh,
Jameson Williams, Sam Laporta. I got Raheed Shaheed,
mhm.
and then things get pretty thin from there. So like all those guys certainly on the block, for let's talk trades kind of a thing.
Yeah,
So it's just tough. It's tough because people are not excited, to be getting rid of running backs unless your name ends with Lurch. You know what I mean?
true. I mean, well, I will say Nick is still holding on to a fucking just a
Yeah,
truck
actually,
full of running backs that
who else does Nick have at running back that he could give up Brees Hall and not feel like he's really hobbled here?
because
He's got Derrick Henry.
yeah,
And he has Zach Moss. I forgot about Zach Moss.
and then
And
in
then
the
he's got
wings,
Mostert, and then like Chubb in the wings, Jonathan Brooks whenever he comes back in, and then he picked up Carson Steele as see what happens there. So yeah, he's got a lot of running back options, I guess.
the thing is I don't think Chubb is going to be coming back for a little while. Like I think that's going to
Yeah,
be mid season type of thing. I have
right. I
no
mean,
idea.
that's what they're saying, but yeah, I guess you don't know. I mean, he's coming back from a major injury, second injury in the same knee.
So this is what I will say. If anything happens to Nick's, like, so the Carson Steele thing that he's got going on right now, that's not going to last. That's going to be, we'll see what happens there. But I feel like one of the things I everybody knows is that the Kansas City running back position is always going to be a high scoring position. The issue is nobody knows who it's going to be from like week to week kind
Yeah,
of thing.
and
It's
they
like,
just they picked up Kareem Hunt.
yeah, I heard that he was interviewing. I didn't see that he actually got picked up. So
Yeah,
that's oof, that's interesting. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. But Derrick Henry, I mean, he does have a touchdown in each game. So he's punching it in. You just would
yeah,
like to
he's
see
solid.
more usage, maybe a little bit more like last week, but we'll see what happens. But yeah,
Yeah, running backs are a commodity right now.
well, okay, and people, it does seem, have plenty of wide receivers to go around. Um,
Yeah, it doesn't mean deals, can't get done. They just you got to really squeeze the juice to make it happen. I think.
yeah, absolutely. Well, it's gonna,
Yeah, so we'll see. I bet there will be some more trades this year. I hope so.
yeah, we should try. We should all try to make that happen. I think a league with more trades is a good thing.
You know what
Nobody,
I'd be interested in to
what?
know, like just from everybody in the league? Are there people who have never done a trade before, like in our league, do you think?
Mm, I would
I don't
imagine
know.
John is definitely, Joey is definitely, Misha.
That's who I don't know about.
I can't think of
I don't
Misha.
know about Will and I don't know about Misha. I'm pretty sure
As
Phil's
Phil,
been in on a trade. I think I did a trade with Phil one time.
Nate, obviously we just saw. Nick, we know. You, we know. I know. I
Have you
have.
done a trade? You've done
Yeah,
trades?
I've done trades.
Okay.
Um,
You better have.
I've better
Just
done
kidding.
once.
You're not cool if
Um,
you haven't.
God, I'm trying to remember what else. Like, I'm trying to remember any big trades that like have gone through. I feel like a lot of times there have been even just some like
Well, I
minor.
mean, last year had some blockbuster trades. There was the one with me and Nate,
Hmm. Yeah,
but yeah, there's been some other big blockbuster trades, but
that was probably the
it's hard to
blockbuster of.
remember.
That was probably the blockbuster of blockbusters. The fact that it was like literally the first two picks. Um,
Yeah, and like McCaffrey was in there. Like you don't often see the top fantasy asset involved in a trade because like why would they want to get rid of that person? You'd have to be a fucking idiot.
well, everything is
They
done
were
for a reason.
they were right. I didn't win the league.
Well, neither did Nate.
That's true. That makes me feel better.
But I mean, trades should be encouraged. Like nobody should feel like, okay, just because a trade doesn't pan out, like nobody should be made to feel like they're discouraged from doing it again. And
Definitely,
I
definitely.
I'm not going to say anybody's business that like everybody has to participate, like you have to
No,
trade. But I mean, I would be curious if, just like you asked, who hasn't done a trade. I'd be also curious to follow that up with, okay, if so, how come? Is there like a philosophy fee behind this? I
right.
mean,
Should we not, maybe you shouldn't bang on your door, or just save the trouble and look elsewhere, or maybe it's just, it's just a little nerve wracking to blow up the team or make those changes. Like it'd have to be really worth the squeeze.
maybe. I mean,
Because some people just have, maybe call it like a gambler's appetite. Like
okay, yeah,
Nate's a pretty freewheeler. He's getting involved in a lot of trades.
yeah. He
I
lives
like
on
to
the
get
dangerous
involved in
edge.
some trades. Nick gets
Yes.
involved in trades when it's just like, I don't know. Maybe I'm a little bored right now and I just want to shake some things up. And other people are like, don't touch my stuff. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I will say I do get the I don't touch my stuff sometimes, but that's only because I feel I am pretty particular with. Okay, so here's my opinion about fantasy as like overall, and I feel like trades comes into this, which is why this trade was so surprising today. Um, my philosophy with fantasy is as the season progresses, you get a really good idea of where your team is at, right? Week one, week two,
Mhm.
week three, you understand what your glaring weaknesses are. And obviously, you have what's on the waiver wire. You have the current, I guess we'll call them events, with injuries or just people playing, not playing, um, up and coming players that may or may not be already on somebody else's team. And I
Yeah.
feel it's pretty easy to tweak your team as the season goes on by doing things like putting in waiver claims or just doing some, cleaning house. Well, I
Yeah.
guess we'll call it that way. And you can,
Roster management, get
yeah,
some bench guys involved.
just even the simple things. Where I feel trades come involved is either the idea of an opportunity comes up, like, somebody has a major injury, they might be desperate for a player. Ooh, you know what? I really, really could use that guy on his team. Let me just go ahead and throw it out there. Uh, Somebody might be panicking. I don't know if it was Nick that reached out to Nate or Nate that reached out to Nick.
Hey, that's
Um,
always a good question. Who initiated first?
But I mean, the narrative could be said that if it was Nick reaching out to Nate and he was just desperate for those players and willing to give up big old Brees, or if Nate thought he could maybe squeeze and steal, because I mean, I don't even know if he was starting Zay Flowers. I think he might have been. Um, I'm trying to even think. Let's go back just to week two for the where is Nate? Here he is. Not week three, week two. All right, Nate. Did he have Zay Flowers in?
Yeah, good
No, no,
question.
no, no. Yeah, so Zay Flowers and Lamar have more or less just been sitting on his bench.
Mm, well, baby. Wait, is Zay Flowers even on? No, he's not even on the Ravens anymore, is he?
Yeah, no,
Or oh,
yeah,
he is. He
yeah.
still is.
He's
So
like
there's
their.
a
I feel like he's
little
like their
stack
only
right there.
receiver. Yeah, so
Yeah. Okay.
so yeah, that's a little stack that he got for Brees, or sorry, that Nick got for Brees. Now, Brees obviously is who just got it in. Was that
Garrett Wilson.
okay, that wasn't a that was a touchdown. Okay, Garrett
Yep.
Wilson. All right.
Damn, that's a
Um
big one. Garrett Wilson's been a little low this year so far, but that brings him back up.
well, I heard Aaron Rodgers has been a little meh so far this year. I guess
He's
we'll
looking
just
good tonight.
yeah, I mean, it is against the Patriots. Um
Yeah, that's true.
yeah. Oh, is
Yeah,
he
good.
ooh.
Oh, I think he snuck that in.
Yeah, he snuck that in. That looks like he
Yeah.
got his body yep, around the
Yep.
cone.
Cool.
Um but yeah, so I think Nick's made some serious tweaks. I thought he already had made some good tweaks with like what was it, 128 last week? I mean, it's not terrible. Obviously, when you're looking at somebody else
Yeah.
like Joey that's got 192, you're thinking you're behind, but
Yeah,
no.
like I need something big to like shake this thing up. I can understand the thought there. But this, I mean, this trade in particular was like, I mean, I said it in the chat. It was like you could have this script had been written since the draft. You know, Nick's favorite quarterback of his favorite team is just sitting out there on somebody's bench. Nick doesn't really have a good quarterback situation going on. He's been, going on waivers for a quarterback. And then I guess I just didn't see him giving up Brees Hall. I think that was a surprise, but I mean, he just got two people on his favorite team, and so it totally makes sense, in that regard.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a tough test coming up this week because he's going against Misha. Um, Now he's fully retooled. He's got all like it looks to be like it could be a whole new starting lineup almost, other than maybe like Zach Moss and
The
Amon
new and
Ra.
improved,
Yeah, I mean,
new and improved MILF Hunters.
he's starting three Ravens offensive players. That's
Who's the third one?
Derrick Henry.
Oh, right.
So,
Jesus, man. All in, baby.
yeah,
Let's go.
dude, he believes that this is the year that the Ravens are gonna take off and they are gonna fucking like smoke the fucking entire league. They're gonna take the league by storm, and the way they're gonna do that is they're gonna start off 0-2. But
Yeah, they'll bounce back.
it'll bounce back, dude. That Lamar is gonna have a great fucking another great season, especially in our league, with the way the scoring is. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's gonna be doing good. So
I will say, I gotta say, maybe I'm probably biased here, but because Jalen Hurts has been good so far,
hmm
I am enjoying the QB scoring and how they are scoring higher. I mean, I guess it falls in line with what you were saying of scoring points equals fun, obviously in fantasy,
supposed to
and
be.
yeah, to watch these games where it's not like they're just popping off the screen in the game, but they're getting these bonuses, they're getting first downs or whatever, whatever it is. It is nice. It's nice when like a 30-point QB game is not like out of the question. It's like a little bit more regular.
Or yeah, hopefully that would be the goal that you're trying to get to. I would say
Yeah.
is that 30 points, which I feel like those are the happy fantasy days. You have a QB that scores 30 points usually, like you're pretty happy. Um, and it's going to be interesting with these next. So fuck, I'm actually now going back to week 3, already looking at kind of the lay of the land. Yeah, Brees Hall's
Mhm.
having a great game, and with the way this game is rolling right now, and the New England's playing, dude, he might just keep racking them on up. Um, because
Yeah, I
what the
wonder how
fuck
much
else?
they'll. I wonder how much they'll feed him the ball versus the Braylon Allen backup that they have. Like they're feeding him a little bit too.
I would say maybe that like if they can, like, we'll see what happens with this drive right here. But if New England doesn't score or do anything, I would imagine they would keep Brees in until maybe like the halfway
Right.
mark of the
Sometime.
fourth,
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you.
and then because it's a divisional game, because it's more against the Patriots. There's that stigma there.
Yeah.
The Jets. I think they want to come away with a win, and I think what they would be. Would they be?
Two and
Would they?
one.
Yeah, 2-1. So that's
Yep.
for them. I would say for the Jets, that's probably a big positive.
Yeah, they feel good about
So
that.
yeah, just bear with me. Just bear with me 1 second. Be right back.
No, no, no worries, man. Just watch myself some football. Watch this fucking random tight end on the Patriots. Oh, that Austin is that Austin Hooper? Jesus, if that's Austin Hooper, that's a blast from the past right there. That guy used to have some serious fantasy relevance.
Okay. All right. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So All right, so what are we thinking about this? What are we thinking about this week? We were talking about how
Yeah, what a
Brees was looking good. Garrett Wilson just got himself a touchdown. Um, I guess yeah, Jets defense is doing okay. Only 3 points allowed. Who did Chris fucking end up starting? Who's that? Who's he have?
Ramondre
Oh,
Stevenson.
oof,
Yeah. I
that's a
guess
tough.
he went out for a good while in the first half with some kind of finger issue. He's back in now, but the game script isn't great, obviously, for the running back right now. But he does get a lot of dump off, so still never know.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Man, okay.
Is that
Well,
is that all we have? Yeah, yeah. I think those are the only four players in this game. It's not a very fantasy heavy game.
not this one. No. Like I
Yeah.
feel that this matters more to like the NFL and the NFL media and stuff like that than it does to
And
fantasy
Amazon.
relevancy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Amazon's probably actually pretty pissed about this game.
Like
But
what? We signed up for this.
yeah, seriously, nobody's tuning in. But okay, so let's see. So the matchups that we've got this week. So I've got Phil, you've got Chris, Nick's got Misha, Joey's got John, and Will's got Nate.
I guess we should at least touch one more thing from last week. Joey was the high scorer, and it was a big score.
I thought we did. Didn't we
Um,
talk about that?
I mean, we kind of touched on it, but we didn't really
Are you
talk about
saying that
like any of the.
we did not stroke Joey
We
like
didn't.
long enough?
I feel like it's only fair. We always give a nice little rub and tug to whoever the top scorer is,
I didn't
and
sign up
let's
for the
just
I did not sign up for the rub and tugs on the
Ryan
podcast.
get your fucking hands out.
God damn it. Well, I did not.
But I mean, we
Where
just
are all these
gotta.
bottles of lube? What the fuck is this shit? This is. Oh, I was gonna make a P Diddy joke, but maybe I shouldn't. Um,
Ooh,
too
yeah,
soon.
yeah,
Too
yeah.
soon. Too
That'll get
soon.
you in some hot water.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Feds are gonna come down on this one.
I
But
guess we'll say so. Every single person on Joey's team was
oh,
in
dude.
double digits, including the defense,
Yeah, no,
which that's always fucking huge.
that's what we were saying is like when you want to look at a fantasy lineup and have your absolute fantasy day, it is when every single person on your team is in double digits, like your defense in double digits. You've got multiple, not just 20-point games, you've got
Yeah.
multiple 30-point games. You've also got a 40-point game. Like this is a monster of a game. So, other than Alave and DJ Moore and the Cleveland defense, those are the only individuals on Joey's team that scored less than 20 points.
Yeah. And it's
Everybody,
crazy that he even could have had more on his bench if he put in Jackson Smith and Jigba. Like, Jesus, he would have been over the 200 mark.
damn, that was a big game. 12
Yeah.
receptions on 16 targets.
Yeah,
Damn,
that's insane.
that's
So yeah,
work.
man, hats off. That was a huge. That is one of those fantasy weeks where you're just licking your chops all through Sunday and just loving what you're seeing. And man, that's a good feeling to have like basically no stress on a fantasy weekend. That's awesome.
The fact that he had to do it against the lowest scoring team, though,
True. I guess that maybe takes a little of the thunder away.
I mean, the fact that it was almost an actual 100-point difference.
Yeah, that is pretty nuts.
That's a Joey came up to Will's house, took a fucking shit on his porch, and
Mr.
then
Steal Yo Girl.
yeah, dude, let himself in, ate all of his fucking cookies. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
slept with his mom. Like this
Oh
was
yeah, and then just that too. Yeah.
yeah, that too. No, this was the worst. This was a absolute stomp down. It
Yeah.
was tough. And this is where I feel I can understand Will's frustration and everything because being that far behind in like the points, right? Like the 360 is going to send you all the way down to the bottom. Nick has just scored so little these first 2 weeks that Will didn't completely crash through the floor. Like I feel Will's got better days ahead. I think we said it earlier in the podcast. There's no way that he is going to continue this bad streak of running into the highest scoring team every week. Like we cannot like we'll do the what you call it the fantasy sweep. Like, do you believe, Sean, that there's that this could continue? Do you think he's going to continue to just get
No,
week after week after week the highest
no, there's
scorer?
no way. There's no way. I mean, there would have to be some kind of consolation recognition award for like if you could somehow run into that much bad luck every single week in the fantasy season. Like that's actually maybe almost more impressive than winning the fucking fantasy year.
Yeah, that you just got dicked that bad the
Yeah,
entire way.
exactly.
In fact, that's what the award.
Exactly.
That's what the award would be. It would be a big fat rubber dick.
Like
Um,
you get to come back in your next life as like Brad Pitt or something like that. Like we
that's
feel
what.
you, dude. Let's get you something nice
Well,
moving forward.
let's just hope Will wasn't like sacrificing any like kitties or something like that and pissing off the fantasy gods because like that I would say if that were to happen, if he were to continue to just get 1 week after another highest scorer going up against him, that's a fantasy curse, and that's something that we all need to pay attention to because that shit's scary. Um,
That's scary.
so I don't see that happening for Will
Well,
again.
why don't we do some predictions for week 3 and we'll see if we feel like the curse is going to get broken this week.
Well,
I'll
okay.
write these down because I didn't last week and I have no idea what we
I,
did,
I
but
think we only split on one, and I think you got it.
okay. I'll take it.
I can't remember what it was that we split on, but I think you ended up getting
You're
that
right
one.
that we did split on one, yeah, but I can't remember what it was.
Okay, so really quickly, talking about Will going up against the highest score, do we think that with this Brees Hall edition, Nate is going to come away with the highest score?
Mm. Oh, and now he has to go up against Brees Hall.
hmm
Shit. It looks
Now,
like I
j-
again I don't I mean this could easily be both their final starting lineups, but you just never know. Looks pretty similar. Oh, what's interesting right now is Will's going 2 tight ends. That feels pretty unusual for our league, but
well, I will say
I get it.
his two tight ends are like,
Good tight
yeah,
ends.
he's got like the what number two, three tight ends
Yeah.
or something like that. So I don't blame him. Um, I'm gonna say I will probably give my edge to Nate just because I do. I mean, obviously the Brees Hall edition is really nice. Josh Allen is insanely is scary,
Yeah.
especially in this format. Um, I you know what? Where's okay? Devontae had a pretty fucking amazing week last week. Um, Diggs was great week 1, not so great week 2. I think we were already talking about Travis Kelsey. You know what? Talk about disappointment pointing players. What did Michael Pittman go for?
Let me check here. He went for $8.
Okay, that's not terrible.
Yeah. I
He's
mean, still
not.
not happy, but
Well, he's not been putting up. Um,
yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
You know what? I felt like you said you were going to go Nate, right?
Well, I don't know. I was looking at one side of the coin, but I will say this. Will does have some scary fucking players. He's got Mixon. He's got Tyreek Hill. Um, he's got Amari, who, well, I don't know what's going to happen with the Browns. I guess we'll see. But I would hope Amari would have better days. Those two tight ends, they should certainly do something. Um, Man, I don't know. There's a lot of strengths and weaknesses on both teams. Uh, I think I'm going to give my edge to Nate.
Okay. Okay. I think I'm actually going to go with Will on this one. I
Okay.
think this could be the slump buster. I know Brees is already having a good game. Josh Allen's very scary to bet against, but just going back and forth with the pieces here. I yeah. Tyreek Hill is going to be a big one as far as what's that going to look like with what's that Skylar Thompson or whatever. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just feeling like I could see this being a closer matchup than Will's obviously has been, and I'm gonna give him the edge on this one.
Okay. Yeah. All
All
right.
right.
Let's see what else we got. Well, we were just talking about Joey being the highest scorer, and he's got Nate coming to town. Or sorry, John coming to
John,
town.
yeah, this
Um,
is a matchup to watch. I'm excited for this matchup actually because they're two, like we said, two high scoring teams.
mhm.
I know Joey's 1-1. It feels like he should be 2-0 after last week, but yeah, it should be a good matchup.
Dude, I mean, they're really closely matched too.
Yeah,
Like,
this one might be tough to pick.
this is actually kind of tough to pick because I like a lot of Joey's pieces. Kyler Murray, I think, is very explosive, like just like we saw last week. I mean, shit, three touchdowns in the air, one any on the ground? No. Uh, but yeah, 59, 57 yards rushing each game. Um, yeah, dude, that's scary. Uh, Achan or Achane, uh,
You'll
Mar
never know.
never know. Yeah, Marvin Harrison was looking great last week.
Oh my god, it looked amazing.
We were just talking about Rasheed Rice earlier, and he's looked phenomenal these first 2 weeks. Um, but yeah, dude, on John's side, I mean, what can you not say that you don't love about players like Saquon? I mean, other than that. I mean, not that that was even really fantasy relevant. Like he misses a point, but they do lose the game. But dude, Saquon's been absolutely wonderful.
He's been
How,
great. Yeah,
yeah, dude, how much did he go for? $42. Okay. I would say that's
he
right
paid
on.
for it. He paid
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah, that's on the money. Um, he's got JK in now, so that's going to be interesting to see how that ends up
Devontae
turning out.
Smith should be another good one because AJ Brown's going to be out again, I'm sure, this week.
Tony Pollard's been pretty solid
Yeah,
first
he's
two
been
weeks.
good. He's actually been good.
He's
Cowboys defense. What did they
yeah.
do last week?
No, dude, that's
One
smoke. Dude,
after they. Oh yeah, they got smoked by
smoked,
New
but
Orleans.
yeah, dude, Kamara
Oh
ran all
shit.
over him.
Yeah,
Um,
and Stroud. CJ Stroud can certainly put up a game at any point. But
I, I
I,
think
I gotta say, I'm gonna go with Joey on this one. I just think there's more firepower. Like, man, I'm
I,
liking Joey's lineup right now.
so this is what I will say about Joey's lineup. There are parts of Joey's lineup I think are a little bit more thin. Like, I think Olave and DJ Moore
Yeah,
are like, kind
agreed.
of like some weaker points. I feel like defense is not like how John can just consistently, start the Cowboys from week to week. I don't know if I would feel good about starting the Browns every single week, but so I think John's team is a little bit more evenly distributed as far as its players and everything. But I
Yeah,
I
yeah,
do I do think I'm gonna go with you and pick Joey for this week. I think there are more explosive
yeah. The
players.
upside potential feels there for Joey
Yes, it does.
a little bit
So
more than it does for John.
yeah, so I mean, John could if John ends up turning out to win this, I would not be surprised at all because
Me either. Yeah,
they're both insanely strong teams. So
yeah.
yeah, but I will say
Okay.
I'm gonna go Joey for this week.
All right.
Okay, now another person that we've talked about quite a bit, and another person we have not talked about all that much, Nick and Misha. Um,
Yes.
so Misha, I don't know. Let me see what is so. Dak, I would say, has been a disappointment. CD has been he's not been completely absent. He's gotten
No,
points. Um, Connor has been awesome.
he's been
Uh,
awesome.
now Mason has been great these first 2 weeks
Yeah, seriously.
in place of everything. Damn, Zach Charbonnet.
Charbonnet, yeah, he's been a nice fit
Yeah,
for
that is a
Kenneth
nice start.
Walker.
Dude, Misha really does have a really even team. And Kyron Williams hasn't been terrible either. I mean, not you would want a little bit more, but he hasn't been killing him. It's interesting because Nick's got such a retooled team now. It's really hard for me to
It's so
say.
different. Yeah, new quarterback, new running back, different flex option, all different flex options in there, different receiver.
Not not in love with the Bears at Indy. I don't know. I just right now I'm not. I'm so mixed on my feelings about the Bears, uh, just as what they're going to be as a team this
They
year.
have a good defense, but their offense is bad.
Yeah. I will say this. I think Nick's gonna be a lot better than 0-2 for the rest of the season. I don't know if it's gonna be this week. I kind of feel like I'm gonna give the edge to Misha for this one. Um,
Yeah, I think I am too. I mean, it could certainly come down to Lamar drops a 40 banger and Dak drops a 19.
yep,
Because that's interesting that it's actually QB versus QB in the same game. So that, oh my God, dude, the Dallas Baltimore game is
it's
so
huge.
much fantasy implication for these guys.
It's huge. It's
That's going to be
absolute.
fun.
Yeah, it's absolutely huge.
That's the make or
Um,
break game right there.
it's interesting.
But
You got the Rams game with the Niners is huge for Misha. Um,
yeah,
let's see, what else does Nick have? Nick is pretty much just so deep in
mostly
Baltimore.
Baltimore team.
Yeah. But so that is interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Um,
go with Misha as well. I just Misha's team's been good.
yeah.
Probably shouldn't be 0-2 right now,
No, no,
but
no. I don't think Misha is going to stay
and
0 and 2.
if Dak and CD finally have that go off together game, like that's tough to overcome
Yeah,
that.
the two of them together can really fucking stack it. And we've
Yeah,
seen him do it before.
and they haven't had it this year yet, so it's like a ticking time bomb. You feel like,
Oh boy.
all right,
Well,
we got our two matchups now.
I mean, I guess we can go into Phil and Mines. I will say I'm concerned. Uh, I know Burrow has been like a little bit up and down, but he's still Joe Burrow, and Joe Burrow
Yeah,
can easily like light it on up.
and
Brian,
against the Commanders,
yeah,
people light up the Commanders.
um, he's got like a solid running back core. Like,
Yeah, he
um,
does.
Nico Collins has been awesome these first 2 weeks. Godwin, we were talking about earlier, has been phenomenal. Uh,
Yeah.
Pickens, I guess we'll just as a wait and see. We'll see, how this goes down the
Yeah, I
line.
think Phil kind of has that one flex spot that's he's trying to figure out week in, week out, like who's going to be that guy. Because he had Christian Kirk the last 2 weeks in his lineup, and I'm
Hmm.
glad to see him finally get that guy out of there.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that was the right move. I will say though, like, losing Cooper is a big hit.
It
That
is.
was a big hit.
Talk about
So,
a fucking roller coaster that went up so high immediately and then dropped immediately right after that.
well, I mean, I guess that's just to be expected with fantasy football. It's the way it kind
Yeah.
of goes through. So
Yeah.
I'm my confidence is a little shaken. I'm hoping
Mhm.
that the whatever the Sunday night game, the Kansas City game, will be a little bit of a barn burner, and Pat Mahomes will just show out, and then if that's the case, maybe Drake and Kirk Cousins have to play from behind and toss it all the time. I don't know. I'm not sure. Like Justin Jefferson is supposed to play, but even still
Yeah,
keeps
I
saying
think
like
he will.
he's day to day, or I guess I don't even know if he's practicing yet. Um,
It says no concern for week 3 availability, but
we'll see.
obviously you're still like, get that questionable tag out of here.
Yeah, and I think I've already talked about my concerns about Mark Andrews. Uh, I've got Tyler Johnson in.
Yeah, that's a new piece, right? For
Yeah,
you?
that's just I guess somebody's got to catch fucking Matt Stafford's
Yeah,
balls. So it's either going to be
True,
him
true.
or what's his name, Robinson. Um,
Demarcus Robinson, yeah.
hmm So I don't know. This is what I'm rolling with. We'll see if anything comes of it.
Okay.
I was actually thinking about maybe possibly putting somebody else in, but I'm right now my bench is just not looking terribly solid. So
Yeah.
I
Yep.
mean, yeah, I don't know. I will say I'm certainly concerned this week. I feel like I might be able to do it. I know they have us ranked really like really close together,
Dude,
like just
the projections have been so fucked up,
oh, of
like
course.
so bad like worse this year, I feel like, than others. Like it's kind of wild that they're saying Joe Burrow projected for 40.9. Like that's a massive fucking score. I don't
Well,
get it, but
I think what it is that we're expecting some of these you know what it is? The QB play has been so fucking god awful
yeah,
these
that's
first
true.
two
That's true.
weeks. Like I
That's a good point.
feel we are expecting these guys to be going off for 300 plus or more yards. We're expecting
Right.
multiple touchdowns. We're expecting maybe some running also or something like that. But dude, it has not been there. The passing has
Yeah,
not been there. Um,
that's true.
there's been some big passing plays, but I don't feel it's like the quarterbacks who are showing out. They're all the rushing quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay. Well, I think this could be a very close matchup. I think Phil's team will step up compared to where they have been. I can see Joe Burrow having a really good game.
yeah,
Godwin, Josh Jacobs. There's a lot of great pieces here. I still do think you have the edge. Like I think Mahomes probably is going to have to throw a lot now with no Isaiah Pacheco. Cook looks amazing. Justin Jefferson is just an absolute stud. I could see Mark Andrews having to bounce back
I'm
at
hoping.
this point.
I'm hoping,
Yeah.
and I will say I've always been a little bit ride or die with Aaron Jones, and I will probably go like that way, like as long as that guy's in the league. Um, but I'm always hoping for something big from that dude. But yeah, mm, it's tough. I will say Phil knows it. He's always known it. He always comes up with the best team names. He is my fantasy nemesis. So I'm always a little bit shaking in my boots when I'm going up against
Yeah.
this
A
guy.
storied rivalry.
But I'll go ahead and I will just give myself a little bit of the edge, a little bit of the knock. You know, 2 point fake projection. I can make that up. We can do it. I believe. All right, so
All right.
all right. So let's say ending with you and Chris, and I mean we're into the fourth quarter right now. Ramondre Stevenson is not doing very well. It's still
Yeah.
21-3. Um, I don't know if what else is going to happen, but
Not
now
looking good though.
Chris has got some scary pieces. You were talking about Brock Bowers. He's got Brock Bowers. Um,
Yep.
you
Malik
know,
Neighbors. Ooh, baby, that looked good last week.
yeah. Jamar Chase could, like we were talking about, he could
This
go
could,
off at
yeah,
any point.
he could bust out here. I feel like it could be a squeaky wheel gets the grease over there.
Uh, Anthony
Jonathan
Richardson,
Taylor's been nice.
yeah, Anthony Richardson. You never know. That could be an explosion, or that could be
Oh
just
yeah,
kind of like a.
exactly. Like, dude, he almost had 40 points in week one. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I would say the one that's not scaring you probably is Rashad White.
Yeah, maybe not scaring me for sure, but I hate. Well, he's got some kind of injury
Now,
designation, so we'll
now
see.
I haven't heard anything about Waddle, but he does have Waddle just sitting on his bench.
I know. I that has to be just the fear of Skylar Thompson not being able to feed Tyreek and Waddle together. So
Maybe.
that's harsh. That's hard. It's hard to figure out what to do there.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now, let's see. I know we talked a lot about your team, but there are some pieces that are just obviously looking absolutely amazing. Now, what
I
is
mean,
the
last week you asked or you said with some of the bench guys that I paid $1 for, like when would they come in? And well, I did play or sorry, Jameson Williams last week, but he's in. Raheed Shaheed's in. So like,
Yep.
hey, those guys are in now.
I mean, hey,
Step up.
I will say that Rashid Shaheed has been looking absolutely great. Um, I mean, dude, I haven't actually watched any of the Denver games, so I'm not sure about Javante. Um,
He's the guy. He's the one guy where I'm just like, you have to be in my lineup, even though I don't want you there.
so wait, who else? Oh yeah, P Ryan and Madison. Okay.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I don't like those options.
What's the story with AJ Brown? Still probably out this week?
Yeah, it said they said last week like a couple weeks. So
Okay.
I don't know if that means two or if that means four, but definitely not looking good to play this week. I'm not expecting that. I'm just kind of hoping that he comes back the week after, but
And
we'll
Laporte
see.
is yeah, Laporte is on the bench. Oof.
Yeah, I
Interesting.
just because I've watched the Lions games and Jameson Williams is kind of more of a feature piece of that offense right now, and Laporta is kind of like a backseat, get a couple passes here and there. So until otherwise, Laporta's got to ride the bench at $27.
Yeah. All right. I will say this. I think I know where I'm gonna go. I'm going you, and I'm gonna put it down to this. I know we were talking about Quentin Richardson could possibly be insanely explosive, but Jalen Hurts has been phenomenal these first 2 weeks. Kamara has been nothing but sensational. Best probably fantasy player right now, currently. Um, Mike Evans, I think, is going to have better days. The Bucks apparently are looking really good. Uh, yeah, DK Metcalf had a great week last week. Rashid Shaheed, we were just talking about, he's been looking great. No, I think Chris has got some awesome pieces. I've got some question marks about one or two. It does not look like Ramondre Stevenson's going to end up coming out this game, so that's going to be a a big hole in the lineup to try to fill. Um, but you never know what happens or what's going to happen. I mean, I will say
Yeah.
just for right now, the way it's looking, I will go ahead and I will give you the nod.
Okay. Yeah, I will too. I'm expecting at least a few of Chris's guys to put up some big scores that
Hmm.
I'm nervous about. It's
I
going to be like who can have more of those.
Yeah, exactly. And I would say just looking at the what's happened throughout the first 2 weeks, I'm going to say the players who have been on your team should certainly continue to do so. So we'll see if
All
Chris
right.
can match that.
Well, like last week, we agreed on all except for one matchup, the Nate Will matchup. We split that one, so I've got these written down so we can actually check in and see how we did next
All
week.
right, awesome. Well, I
Okay,
mean, I would say that was
covered a lot.
yeah, absolutely. And what the fuck is this? Did Will just put this up? Fantasy football dispute leads to Philadelphia man pleading guilty to making fake mass shooting
Jesus,
threat.
dude.
What the fuck? Wow. Well, all right, you guys. Look, we all love each other. Like, there's no reason to
It's
go
not that
crazy.
serious.
Come on,
We
this
don't even
is.
have a punishment for last place.
We certainly should. We got to get that trophy
Please.
too. Fucking hell.
I
Um,
know. That would be nice.
a lot of things to be done. Okay, well, so we had kind of
All
covered
right.
it. We got our 3 2-0 teams, our 3-0-2 teams, our group of guys right in the middle at 1-1. Some fun matchups that we have for this week. Monday night is still going on, so hope you guys are all enjoying it wherever you were last night when whenever it is that you listen to this. But anyway, Sean, was there anything else that you thought we needed to knock out, but or get out of the way?
No, man. I think we hit it. I think we hit it all. This has been good.
Thank you guys for stopping on by. Thank you, Sean, for sticking with me and all the prep work and the bringing the info. I think it's going to be interesting to maybe revisit this idea a little bit down the line. I know we've called this a little bit too early. Maybe we have an overcooked time as well. Like it's like okay, maybe we left it in the oven for too long. We gotta come and check back in and see how all these values are stacking up. But anyway, until then, I guess we'll go ahead and say take it easy, and yeah, thanks for staying this long. What's our magic number, Sean?
I always forget what you mean when you say that now.
Oh, the like, remember how we always say if you listen, if you stay and listen this long, put the magic number
Oh yeah, okay.
in
To
the
this
chat.
week's magic number, 666.
Ooh, there we go. Okay, who is going to bring out the devil? Let's see it in the chat. Okay. Anyway, guys,
All right, good shit. Thanks for listening.
later, boys.